Hello, my lovely audience, and welcome to my YouTube channel, BNB Daily Spoiler. Brooke and Rich are completely blindsided. In today's The Bold and Beautiful spoiler, as Eric and Katie drop a surprise that changes everything.
Eric and Katie. Bold and the beautiful spoilers take Brooke and Ridge by surprise. Models, assistants, and seamstresses, a dynamic industry. Mood boards and clothing racks. While Brooke, warm, cautious, speaks with a buyer over the phone, Ridge, focused, taut, fits a gown. It's a typical hum. Then Eric comes in like an air rearranging, warm blast. Eric, smiling quietly. No dress is more appealing to me than one that catches me off guard. Brooke raises her gaze. The room remains courteously still. Donna casts a curious glance at Eric. Eric, you're ahead of schedule. Is everything all right? A leather folio is placed on the table by Eric. His grin is not as loud as it usually is. Eric, I wanted to talk to both of you. Now, if that's okay. Ridge and Brooke gaze at each other. Comfortable alarm. They leave the workroom after Eric. Sensing adult talk, the other staff members mumble. Boardroom, a few moments later. A lengthy table. RJ, Thomas, and Donna sit as the sun slants in. Eric is seated across from Brooke and Ridge. His folio is closed. He takes off his spectacles, takes a deep breath, and chooses to be honest. Eric, I appreciate everyone's attendance. It's hard to say this outright. Brooke, Ridge. Something has been provided to me. Brooke guarded a display, a role as a mentor. Eric, kneeling, sincere. I was asked to consult on a new collection by Katie Logan. Complete participation, not merely a visit from a guest. She asked whether I would be interested in helping to shape the first season. Ridge's expression shifts from curiosity to disbelief. Like a seam that has been pulled too tight, Brooke's smile fades. Ridge, incredulous. Will you be employed by Katie? Eric, not precisely to work together, to instruct. However, I would like to consult more frequently than I have in the past few years. Brooke leans forward, his civility belied by a buzz of intensity. Brooke, you can't simply sign with another house. Eric, you've worked with us to create the Forrester name. Alongside Ridge, legacy is at risk. Eric, soft but firm. I recall what it was like to focus just on craft at the cutting table. I've been watching our house adapt to trends and quarterly results for years. I was given the opportunity to return to handicrafts and apprentices by Katie. It's private. Ridge, increasing rage. Individual? Is it always acceptable to leave your family in the headline if it is personal? Donna attempts to diffuse. Perhaps Ridge is merely interested in design. He has given for his entire life. Ridge, heat providing what? What's his name? What time did he have? He cannot just exchange his linked name for a new news cycle. Eric's expression is a study of regret and determination. I didn't want to take you by surprise, Eric. Naively, I believe that I could confer in private. I ought to have informed you. I was shielding you from the commotion. Soft and piercing, Brooke's pain is wedged into words. Brooke, telling someone else before your family in order to protect us? Eric, it isn't protection. Exclusion is what that is. Eric, very truthful. I did honest work as the only method I could think of to plead for your pardon. However, I made a mistake by not telling you first. Ridge jumps to his feet. The chairs scratch. Ridge, it has nothing to do with workmanship. This relates to optics and what happens when the work itself is overshadowed by the optics. You're giving something to a competitor. Eric, come. Katie is not a competitor. She is a designer who requested assistance. I'm not going to use Forrester designs. I swear to you. Ridge. After that, write it down. A rhythm. Eric glances at Brooke. Would you be open to serving on an advisory committee? Eric, Brooke? You will be able to supervise anything that comes into contact with our archive or mark if I consult. I'll sign a contract. I wish to preserve both the name and the craft. Brooke gasps for air. Ridge looks. The explosive keg of a conversation melts into negotiations. Next day, Katie's studio. Katie adheres to a mood board. Eric shows up. Over sketches, they converse quietly. A text message then pings. A new chapter is the suggested caption for this professionally lighted studio shot of Eric and Katie. The picture is prepared for public release. Katie pauses. Katie, you promised to let them know about it first. I didn't intend to hurry. Eric, grasping her hand. I'm to blame. I wanted to start out quietly. I didn't want to cause them anxiety. However, I now realize that Ridge and Brooke were harmed by my quiet. Katie, sincere. I want to be open and honest. I'll bring Brooke in if you want her at the table. I don't want to be the catalyst for conflict. Eric appears relieved. They decide to invite Ridge and Brooke to a private meeting that will be scheduled rather than spontaneous. Afternoon, Forrester Studio. Ridge and Brooke consider the proposition. While Brooke's practical heart wants healing, Ridge's pride is a living thing. Brooke to Ridge. He's requesting what he cherishes. He is not giving up on his craft. Ridge, softly, Brooke, I know. However, the timing, just before our season, seems like a story about our house that I would like not to have written. Brooke. We then compose our own narrative. We visit them. We pose inquiries. We set requirements. Ridge gives a nod. Like two people who have survived worse, they set off together, cautious and bonded. The meeting at Logan's studio. In contrast to the intensity in the boardroom earlier, the space appears light. Katie's group hovers courteously. Ridge and Brooke walk in with respect. Relieved to see them, Eric gets up. Katie, smiling, thank you for coming. Brooke, simple. Transparency is what we seek. Ridge, exact. We want assurances that Forrester signatures won't be appropriated, that intellectual property will be protected, and that there will be no competition on Forrester archives. Katie nods, anticipating the list. Katie, I get it. If we work together, the focus will be on apprentices and technique. There won't be any proprietary use. We can enter into a contract that grants Brooke control over any projects that make use of the Forrester archive. Brooke gives Eric a smile of calm and relief. Eric, additionally, I will sign a statement prohibiting the use of any Forrester trademark without the express consent of the committee. I want this art to serve as a reminder of our motivations. Brooke squeezes Ridge's hand as his shoulders slightly sag. The conditions are fair, a compromise. However, the compromise is just the beginning in soap operas. Katie, gentle, genuine. I want to praise craft rather than steel. Hands should be valued at the Logan label, in my opinion. Brooke, have a seat if you'd like. Assist in forming it. Brooke, guarded, I'll be observing. Eric, I'm grateful. I can only ask for that. They draft agreements, schedules, and publicity strategies. Language is drafted by the legal team. Faces get softer. Outside, both actual and metaphorical cameras continue to buzz, but inside these confines, a plan has been put together. Gala and press leaks, the test. A carefully chosen photo of Eric at Katie's table, sketching intently with their heads close, leaks despite the meeting's good intentions. Eric joins Logan. Forrester in flux is the headline. Nuance is captured by the internet and used as fodder. Early in the morning, Ridge reads the headline. This is optics. Ridge, angry, wounded. This is a betrayal. Brooke, stable. We handled it. The clause is here. One picture does not define us. However, people react to drama rather than subtlety. The Forrester office is contacted by buyers. Weakness, not wisdom, is what an investor sees. The Logan launch is a pivotal event. Nervous and proud, Katie stands. Beside her, Eric was regal and encouraging. As promised, Brooke and Ridge enter together. Cameras turn. Perfume and anxious breath permeate the space. Reporter, can you guarantee the industry that Forrester Creations won't be impacted by this, Mr. Forrester? Clearly and diplomatically, Eric moves forward. Eric, confidentiality and monitoring agreements have been signed by me. Under Ridge's innovative direction, Forrester Creations continues to be essential. I have a limited and advising role with Logan. I refuse to let the heritage of Forrester be jeopardized. Brooke observes. Ridge keeps an eye out. The audience observes. Brooke pulls Eric aside after the speech. Brooke, quietly. Every action you take will be observed by others. Make me a promise. Reality, not publicity. Eric, company, I swear. For a moment, years of history come together in their embrace. Ridge nods, but his face remains tense. It's settlement rather than complete reconciliation. Lines testing. Weeks go by. Eric splits his time between Logan and Forrester. Brooke is a critical, talkative member of the Oversight Committee, which is precisely what she ought to be. Ridge's labor is still ongoing. He is more adept than ever at turning his annoyance into design. Curiosity overtook the first leak. Critics commend the tactile, hand-finished work Eric encouraged, and Katie's debut capsule sells briskly. Customers of Forrester respond with shock and, gradually, encouragement. However, when a bidder offers Logan a mass-market licensing deal, Logan X Readyware, the dramatic tension resumes. Massive profits are promised by the conglomerate. Numbers dance like flames on the table throughout the meeting. Growth is seductive, and Katie is tempted. Brooke, company. Any Logan licensing that makes indirect use of Forrester archives or the Forrester name must go through the committee. Katie, begging. This could provide funding for apprentices. The work could be scaled. Ridge, stern. How much does it cost? What have we preserved if mass production makes what Eric fought for less affordable? Katie is situated in the space between cause and effect. She wants to grow and establish herself. The transaction represents a turning point in both business and morality. Eric observes her as if he were a teacher watching a pupil make a decision. Eric soft. Discuss safeguards. Don't compromise on quality. We leave if the corporation demands concessions that would diminish craft. Katie inhales. It's a decision. Katie, steady. We will draft the terms. The archive will not be sold. The soul will not be sold. It's a minor triumph. Uncomfortable but powerful, the committee negotiates safeguards such as a volume cap, craftsmanship standards, and a Forrester oversight veto on any mention of the archive. Not an eternity, but a temporary truce. The city's spin machine runs out of breath after several months. Reviews focus on the clothing itself, pointing out the delicate craftsmanship. Forrester keeps customers. Without sacrificing the embroidered concept she pledged, Katie's brand grows. Ridge and Brooke watch trade exhibits and give a half-proud nod of approval. The moral climate has cooled, but the media is still whispering. Ridge and Brooke are sitting in the Forrester garden one evening. The skyline flickers. They speak like survivors of a minor conflict. Ridge, relieved, contemplative, we were caught off guard. It was painful. However, we overcame it in various ways. Brooke, softly, because we chose to participate in the discussion rather than remain outside of it. Ridge grinned and grasped her hand. Both fresh stitches and scars are present. Brooke, it could have been worse for him. Ridge, yes, he did. When the stakes were high, he also made the right decision. They chuckle because perfection never works in their home, not because everything is flawless. It is more complex, negotiated, and truthful. In his study, Eric was calmer, older, and taking notes on a seam. Career recognition cannot purchase his level of contentment. Katie brings a cup of coffee over. They trade respect and the gentle cooperation of artists, which is less than love. Katie soft. I appreciate you encouraging me to improve. Eric smiles. I appreciate you reminding me of my motivation. They turn to face the city, where homes and families are still spinning chaotically. The camera focuses on the archival books arranged like dependable friends in Eric's hands, which instructed a generation. Eric set 2 conditions for him to stop working for Katie, bold and beautiful. Forrester Creations, Eric's office, morning. Sunlight shines through the tall windows. Eric Forrester stands near his desk, holding a sketchbook. His face is calm, but his eyes show intense conflict. A knock. Eric, come inside. Brooke Logan enters, cautious but optimistic. Brooke, did you want to see me? Eric, yes. Thank you for arriving so quickly. Brooke observes him, sensing the weight in the room. Brooke, everyone is talking. Eric, the phones haven't stopped ringing since they learned you might leave Katie's company. Ridge is trying to keep things in order downstairs. Eric sighs, I never wanted this to be a battlefield. Brooke, then help me understand. Are you truly ready to walk away from Katie? Eric, I am, but only if 2 conditions are fulfilled. Brooke stiffens. Brooke, 2 conditions? Eric nods and gestures for her to sit. Yes, she does. Forrester Creations, design floor, Same time. Ridge is pacing, obviously agitated. Donna watches him with concern. Ridge, my father's work for Katie was one thing. But this? Walking away as if he were punishing us? Donna, he isn't punishing anyone, Ridge. He's protecting something important to him. Ridge, what is important to him should be this company. This family. Donna doesn't say anything, but her silence speaks volumes. Eric's office, continuous. Eric, Brooke, I did not choose to work with Katie to harm Forrester Creations. I chose it because she promised something different, a respect for craftsmanship, which I felt was slipping away here. Brooke, that was not your imagination. Things have changed. However, they do not have to stay that way. Eric, exactly. Which brings me to the first condition. Brooke leans forwards. Eric commented, if I stop working with Katie, I want complete creative control back here. No more committees dictating artistry. No more diluted designs due to marketing strategy. I want the final say on anything involving the Forrester legacy. Brooke, wow, Eric, that's a lot. Eric, this is the foundation of this house. Vision comes before profit. Brooke exhales, torn. Brooke, Ridge will not like that. Eric, Ridge doesn't have to like it. He just needs to respect it. A heartbeat. Brooke. And the second condition? Eric's expression hardens. Eric, transparency. No more secrets. There will be no more power plays behind closed doors. If I stay, the family will stop undermining itself. This includes Ridge. This includes you. This includes everyone. Brooke, softly, you're asking us to change our approach. Eric, please remember who we are. Katie's office, later. Katie Logan sits alone, staring at a rack of sketches that Eric helped create. The door opens, and Eric steps inside. Katie, I heard you want to talk. Eric, I do. And I'm not going to lie. This is not easy. Katie, is it over? Eric, not yet, but could be. Katie stands and braces herself. Katie, if this is about the pressure from Ridge. Eric, it is about legacy. Mine and yours. Katie, then let me know what you need. Eric, if I leave, it will not be because I lost faith in you. It will be because Forrester Creations has finally agreed to protect the art as you promised. Katie's eyes glisten. Katie, I never wanted to take you from them. Eric, I know. That's why it hurts. Forrester Creations, conference room, afternoon. Brooke, Ridge, and Eric sit across from each other. The tension is thick. Ridge, you want full control back? Eric, I want respect for the name on the door. Ridge and transparency? Is that your second condition? Eric, yes. No more catching each other off guard. No more secrets masquerading as strategy. Ridge scoffs. Ridge, this is the way business works. Eric, perhaps business has forgotten how families work. Silence. Brooke, Ridge, if this is what's required to keep Eric here. Ridge asks, are you siding with him? Brooke, I believe this company will survive in its current form. Ridge looks at his father, searching. Ridge, if we agree, will you cut ties with Katie? Eric immediately. Ridge exhales, conflicted. Ridge, you're asking me to trust you again. Eric, I never gave up trusting you. I simply stopped feeling heard. That lands. Katie's office, evening. Katie gets a call. She listens and then closes her eyes. Katie, I understand. She hangs up as Donna enters. Donna, is it finished? Katie, Eric will return to Forrester if they meet his conditions. Donna, are you okay? Katie admits with a sad smile. I knew this day might come. I just hoped it didn't hurt so much. Forrester Creations, Eric's office night. Eric is alone again, touching the Forrester logo on the wall. Ridge enters. Ridge, we will do it. Eric reacts, surprised. Ridge commented, you have two conditions. Creative control. Total transparency. We will try it your way. Eric says quietly, thank you. Ridge, do not thank me yet. Please don't make me regret this. Eric smiles and says, I won't. They have a long, complicated look. Father and son, bound together by pride and history.